making headlines this hour, President Dr. Mohamed Moizu announces a significant salary increase for employees across three vital sectors: the civil service, the judiciary, and local councils, effective 1st November. Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Khalil states that refusing to see Palestinians as equal human beings is the shame of the century. Bank of Maldives BML, in partnership with American Express, announces the launch of its latest destination campaign, Experience Maldives, designed to promote the country's tourism offerings to American Express card members. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to PSN News in English with me, Minha Maroof. President Dr. Mohamed Moizu announces a significant salary increase for employees across three vital sectors: the civil service, the judiciary, and local councils, effective 1st November. The decision, shared by President Dr. Moizu on social media, fulfills a commitment made in his presidential address earlier this year and is part of an ongoing pay harmonization process. The move specifically targets employees within these three areas who have not yet benefited from previous salary adjustments. The president emphasized that this increment aims to standardize remuneration across public service, ensuring fairness and equity. Building on this commitment, President Dr. Moizu also pledged that all remaining government employees whose salaries have not been increased this year will see adjustments implemented next year. This initiative is expected to improve the livelihoods of thousands of public servants and strengthen the administrative and judicial frameworks of the nation. Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Khalil states that refusing to see Palestinians as equal human beings is the shame of the century. He made the statement while delivering his address at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, in New York. In his address, the foreign minister strongly condemned Israel's actions in Gaza and accused powerful nations of complicity in sustaining the genocide. He noted that more than 66,000 civilians, most of them women and children, have been killed in Gaza and described harrowing scenes of people killed while begging for food and mothers left holding lifeless babies and children staring blankly at the ruins of their homes and futures. The minister stressed that Israel has willfully, shamefully, and repeatedly violated international law, defied Security Council resolutions, ignored the International Court of Justice, and even sanctioned the International Criminal Court. The minister said the devastation in Gaza was being sustained by weapons and financial support of countries that publicly claim to defend human rights. He said refusing to see Palestinians as equal human beings, deserving of life, dignity, and freedom is the shame of the century. Minister Khalil warned that famine should never be used as a weapon of war and warned against Israel's illegal attacks beyond Gaza, including strikes against Qatar, Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, Tunisia, and Iran. He said each strike is a reminder that borders are trampled when power speaks louder than law. In his speech, the minister warned of the erosion of the global order along three fault lines: the taboo against conquest, respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, and the doctrine of multilateralism. He cautioned that each is under siege as powerful states use force to redraw boundaries, silence voices, and bypass international institutions. Minister Khalil also urged member states to use the 80th UNGA as the repair moment for the multilateral system, starting with the reform of the Security Council. He called for an expanded and more representative council, including a rotating seat for SIDS, greater transparency in deliberations, and accountability in its decisions. The minister also urged the UN to correct historic imbalances and pointed out that the organization has never had a female secretary general, adding that the time to correct that is now. Turning to global challenges, the minister warned that climate emergency is deepening as major emitters continue to evade their responsibilities. He noted that developing countries such as the Maldives are being stripped for their financial space needed for resilience, health, and education due to crushing external debt. The minister further said the global financial system must deliver deeper, faster, fairer restructuring by scaling up concessional finance for SIDS and ensuring that climate finance is additional, predictable, and aligned with adaptation needs. The minister also highlighted the upcoming entry into force of the BBNJ agreement and stressed the importance of the Antigua and Barbuda agenda as a roadmap for SIDS to achieve resilient prosperity. The minister spoke on the Maldives 2.0 agenda, describing it as a blueprint for change. He said it is reshaping governance, digitizing services, and building an inclusive, future-ready economy so every child on every island has the same chance to thrive. The foreign minister closed with a warning: either the world rebuilds the foundations of law and norms or accepts a future where might makes right. He said in such a lawless world, small states will be the first casualties. Musa Zamir, Minister of Finance and Planning, describes the Experience Maldives campaign as a strategic instrument for advancing the nation's tourism sector. He made the remarks at the official launch of the 4th edition of the Destination Marketing Initiative, introduced by the Bank of Maldives (BML) in partnership with American Express. The campaign seeks to reinforce the Maldives' reputation as a leading luxury travel destination. It is directed at American Express card members across global markets, characterizing the campaign as a strategic instrument for advancing the nation's tourism sector. Minister Zamir underscored its potential to elevate the Maldives' global profile and to open new pathways for industry growth. He noted the initiatives of this kind help position the country more decisively within the luxury travel market. The program introduces a suite of exclusive benefits for American Express cardholders, including streamlined booking options at resorts, live boards, and local merchants. Minister Zamir stated that these offers are designed to enhance access to the Maldives' cultural heritage and natural beauty. A central aim of the campaign is to stimulate the domestic economy with particular emphasis on small and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs) operating within the tourism sector. Minister Zamir underlined the initiative as a deliberate strategy to generate demand and extend visitor stay. The partnership also aligns with the government's broader vision for sustainable tourism development. Minister Zamir reaffirmed the administration's commitment to policies that protect coral reefs, reduce waste, increase community participation, and improve service standards. He underscored the importance of diversifying the country's tourist source markets, noting that the collaboration between BML and American Express supports the government's strategic objectives. This latest campaign builds on previous efforts under the Experience Maldives banner. According to BML, earlier iterations successfully delivered premium services, exclusive rates, and complimentary amenities to American Express card members, enriching their travel experiences throughout the country. Bank of Maldives (BML), in partnership with American Express, announces the launch of its latest destination campaign, Experience Maldives, designed to promote the country's tourism offerings to American Express card members. This marks the 4th collaboration between the two organizations, underscoring a sustained commitment to luxury travel and curated experiences. The 2-year initiative is endorsed by the Ministry of Tourism and Environment, the Maldives Association of Tourism Industry (MATI), Visit Maldives Corporation (VMC), and the National Boating Association of Maldives (NBAM). With support from these key institutions, the campaign aims to elevate the Maldives' profile among premium travelers. American Express card members will be eligible for exclusive benefits across a range of participating resorts, live boards, and merchants. According to BML, the program is structured to provide seamless access to premium experiences, including spa treatments, beachside dining, water sports, floating breakfasts, room upgrades, and locally inspired excursions. At the launch ceremony, Muhammad Sharif, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of BML, welcomed the renewed partnership and highlighted its strategic value. The campaign also reflects American Express's broader commitment to enriching its global travel ecosystem. Divya Jain, Vice President and General Manager of Global Network Services for Asia and South Pacific Growth Markets, highlighted the Maldives' enduring appeal. Previous iterations of the Experience Maldives campaign similarly offered American Express card members access to premium services, exclusive rates, and complimentary amenities designed to enrich their travel experience. We will be back after Isha prayers.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدًا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقامًا محمودًا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
PSM ಗೆ ಟಿವಿ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ತಕ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ತ ಮಿಹಾರು PSM Air ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ತಿಯ ಬೇಫ್ಲುನ್ನ ಹಿಲೆ ಬಲಾಲೆವೆನ ಅದಿ ಅಡುವ ಹಾಲೆವೆನ ದುನಿಯೆಗೆ ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ತಾಗು ಹುರೆಗೆನ್ ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ಗಡಿಯ PSM ಗೆ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ತ ಬಲಾಲುಮ ಅವಹ PSM Air app ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಕುರವ್ವ ಮಿಹಾರು ಆಪ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಉನ್ನ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಇಂವೆಸ್ ಮಿ ಆಪ್ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಕೊಲ್ಲವೆನ
Welcome back to PSM News in English. The Election Commission of Maldives, ECM, opens the opportunity to submit complaints to the voters list as it rushes to meet the deadline to hold the Maldives Media and Broadcasting Commission (MMBC) on 11th October. According to ECM, a total of 353 media outlets are eligible to cast their votes, comprising 18 broadcasters and 335 other registered media entities, each nominating one representative to participate in separate voting processes for broadcasters and other media categories. ECM has released the preliminary list of eligible media outlets, initiating a brief window for complaints until 3 p.m. on Monday. This expedited timeline, according to ECM's Assistant Director Visha Saeed, is a direct consequence of legal stipulations requiring the elections to be held within 30 days of the law's ratification on 18 September. Visha urged media outlets to pay close attention to the short deadlines and called on prospective candidates for the MMBC to promptly clear their judicial and criminal records, obtain necessary information from state institutions, and submit their application forms. The opportunity to contest the MMBC election is open until 2 p.m. on Saturday. The election will see 2 of the 4 commission members elected from among broadcasters, with the remaining 2 members chosen from other media outlets. The Fahi Diri Ulum Corporation (FDC) officially commences the handover of 4,000 social housing units developed under the Geduruveria social housing scheme, marking another step toward addressing the nation's housing shortage. The first recipient was presented with the keys to her new home in a ceremony, signaling the rapid mobilization of the handover phase. The inaugural presentation took place at the Aman Udares project site, a development comprising 16 towers. FDC Managing Director Hamdan Shakil handed over the keys to the first unit, located in the 14th tower, confirming that the apartments are fully completed and ready for occupancy, featuring full connectivity to water, sewage, and electricity services. Speaking at the ceremony, Hamdan assured prospective tenants that the handover process would be conducted efficiently, aiming to match the speedy pace at which agreements have been signed. The first official unit recipient, Yumna Zakaria, shared her emotional relief, describing the day as a dream realized after years of persistent effort to secure permanent housing for her family. As a mother of 4 with 3 minors, Yumna had applied for numerous social housing schemes over the years. To date, over 3,000 applicants have finalized their flat agreements. FDC has confirmed that deposit payments are now open for these individuals, though no specific deadline has been set. The deposit required is just under $1,000 for 2-bedroom units and around $1,600 for 3-bedroom units. The government has announced a significant subsidy for those who pay their rent consistently. Under the concessional rate, the monthly rent for a 2-bedroom apartment will be subsidized down to $454, while 3-bedroom apartments will be $584 per month, providing substantial financial relief to the new homeowners. During the ceremony, the official handbook detailing precautions and regulations for the residents of the new units were also launched. In a related development, Minister of Construction, Housing and Infrastructure Dr. Abdullah Muttalib has vehemently denied rumors that the government intends to sell a portion of the 4,000 housing units. In a recent statement aimed at addressing widespread public speculation, Minister Dr. Muttalib confirmed that the final list of recipients for the 4,000 flats remains consistent with the list announced by the previous administration. He emphasized that the government is adhering strictly to the announced list and will only remove individuals confirmed to be ineligible following exhaustive reviews. The status of the 4,000 units has been shrouded in controversy. The provisional list of flat recipients published by the former government on 15 November 2023 faced immediate backlash, leading the Anti-Corruption Commission (ACC) to order a suspension of proceedings due to numerous complaints. The ACC had initially raised concerns that roughly 70% of the individuals on the list did not meet the required eligibility criteria. Following the ACC's advice, the incumbent administration formed a special committee to conduct a thorough review. The committee examined 4,939 submitted forms and subsequently ruled that 2,180 applicants were indeed ineligible for the flats. Despite the necessary cleanup of the list, the process of finalizing allocations is now progressing swiftly. India's consumption tax on cut during the festival season and believe that it will help in saving more money. The tax cut has spurred demands in different product categories, especially during the festive season.
It's very good because GST was very high, 18%, 20% on electronics. Now they have brought it down to 12%, 5%. So it's very good. So you save on every item, 2,000, 3,000. For middle class family, this is a big saving.
Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on September 3, 2025 announced tax cuts on hundreds of consumer items ranging from soaps to small cars to spur domestic demand in the face of economic headwinds from punishing US tariffs. The government has cut taxes on items such as cars, TVs and even cement, which could boost sales during the festival season that typically runs from the last week of September until November. India's tax panel also cut GST on air conditioners, ambulances, dishwashers, three-wheelers and hybrid vehicles. Germany's Foreign Minister Johann Wadephul urges global action on multiple crises in a speech to the UN General Assembly, calling the Gaza conflict hell on earth, a humanitarian nightmare, and warning that instability from Sudan to Ukraine demands urgent solutions. Wadephul highlighted Sudan's humanitarian emergency with more than 30 million people in need of assistance and over 12 million displaced and pressed for international efforts to stabilize the region. The German foreign minister also stated that his government is willing to back the two-state solution on the Palestine issue.
The terrible war in Gaza is raging on. Hell on earth, a humanitarian nightmare as we speak. This war must end. The hostages must be released. The existence and the security of Israel will always be part of our raison d'etre. There must be a future in peace and in dignity for all in the Middle East. As we have reaffirmed in this hall this week, 2 states for 2 peoples, the only solution.
Wadephul also accused Iran of arming proxy groups and pursuing a nuclear program beyond civilian use, saying Germany had no choice but to trigger the snapback of UN sanctions while leaving the door open to new negotiations. Wadephul condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine as an attack on the UN Charter and pledged German support for accountability, including a special tribunal on crimes of aggression. He tied today's conflicts to wider planetary threats, warning that climate change and biodiversity loss risk fueling more wars and displacement. Canada's Magdalene Vallieres takes a surprise gold in the women's road race at the UCI Road World Champions after decisive attack on the final climb. The 24-year-old Vallieres was in a breakaway group with New Zealand's Niamh Fisher-Black and Spanish veteran Mavi Garcia at the climax of the 164-kilometer slog on a hilly Kigali circuit where she burst clear on the cobbles. Powering up the ascent towards the finish line, the 24-year-old never looked like being caught as she won by 23 seconds to become Canada's first road champion on the road. Fisher-Black was second with Garcia bidding to become the oldest road world champion at 41, third 26 seconds back. Switzerland's Elise Chabi was fourth at 41 seconds. The leading favourites trailed home in the chasing group after being caught out and leaving their response too late. It was only the second professional victory for Vallieres, who was not among the pre-race tips for gold.
Yeah, I dreamed about it since I started cycling. yeah. But yeah, I can't believe it's actually true today. Yeah.
The brutal race featured 11 laps of the circuit with 3,350 meters of climbing. Riders were distant on each lap as the pace and stinging climbs took their toll, and several attempts to break away at the front were reeled in by a reduced peloton. But Valieres, Fisher Black and Garcia made their attacks stick and ended up fighting for the medals. Dutch rider Demi Vollering, one of the main favorites for the gold, finished 7th, while Elisa Longo Borini of Italy could only manage 15th. Wearing a green sweater and tan pants against a bright blue screen, comic book superhero creator Stan Lee returns to LA Comic-Con, this time in holographic form. Fans can interact with a hologram of Lee, who died in 2018 at the age of 95, in an enclosed booth at the Los Angeles Convention Center.
We think it's important that 20 years from now, a 10-year-old kid knows who Stan Lee was the way they know who Walt Disney was. And that all the things that came out of that, that wonderful creative brain and continued to grow and evolve, came from the work of a person who was a creative genius.
About 6 months ago, Dumoulin said he came up with the idea of creating an avatar of Lee to serve as an entry point for fans, old and new, into the Marvel Universe. The project was a collaboration between Proto Hologram, a company whose holographic technology has been used in malls to promote films such as The Conjuring and a Minecraft movie, and Hyperreal, an artificial intelligence firm that creates realistic-looking digital humans. The hologram was trained on Stan Lee's myriad appearances on red carpets and at fan conventions. And that's all we have for now. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a pleasant day ahead.